everyone, it is Monday, February 24th, 2020. Of course, Wednesday the 26th is going to be New Comic Book Day, and this is my Monday video where I kind of tell you the books that I'm looking forward to, books that you may or may not know about as it relates to possible first appearances or story arcs that might make that book a little bit more desirable to certain collectors. And then I have a comment based off of an Instagram post I saw this morning, and then I'm going to show some more Bronze Age books because I've gotten a tremendous feedback on how much people love seeing those books from the 70s. So let's jump right into this week's books. Of course, the big book this week is You're the Villain #3, which is called Hell Arisen storyline. Now, this apparently was going to be the first full appearance of Punchline, or that's what was basically the premise of what people thought, but it actually is not the first full appearance. The first full appearance now appears to be Batman 92, which is going to come out on April 1st, April Fool's Day. This Punchline storyline, what comes out for Hell Arisen, is just a couple of panels in the back of the book on people who have seen the book. That's what they're saying. So April 1st, if you can get the Batman 92, that looks like now will be the desirable book for the first full appearance of that. Detective 1020, since I am a huge Batman fan, there was a really nice Lee Bermejo cover on that. Really dark, really ominous. I saw that cover and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick one of those up because it looks really, really nice. Finger Guns #1, independent book. This is a storyline where kids realize that they can change people's emotions by pretending to shoot a finger gun. Just kind of a really cool concept. I like storylines like that are just kind of offbeat, or just kind of something that you can see down the road of maybe someone doing a TV show on it. So Finger Guns #1. Power Rangers 48. I'm not a really big Power Rangers fan, but we've talked about in the past, this is the last issue for this storyline, and whenever you have a last issue being published, they usually don't publish as many of the books, so it becomes harder to find and a little bit more desirable. So Power Rangers #48, the final issue. Tomorrow #1, another independent book. This is a storyline about a virus that kills all the adults, and it takes place in Russia, or it's a Russian virus. I don't know if it takes place in Russia, but a kid has to hook up with a youth violent gang that's kind of violent to try to help find his sister who's been lost and is currently missing with all the chaos going on. So that is tomorrow #1. I am looking forward to that one there. And then a couple of books coming out in the future, since we're talking about Punchline. Nightwing 72, which comes out May the 6th, has a Punchline story in it, and I believe there's one of the covers is of her and Nightwing kind of fighting, so that comes out May 6th, Nightwing 72. Also on May the 6th, a book that I'm really looking forward to, which is called The Grieveling. This is a storyline, kind of a revenge storyline, where a teenage girl gets murdered by some people on Halloween night, and she comes back for her revenge. Now, this is going to be a very short 2-issue, 48 pages each issue storyline. And so that's something that definitely you can see a movie being made out of. And again, since it's independent, how many are shops really going to order? So you have enough time to put an order in for that. If you want, it's The Grieveling on May the 6th. I think it has something to be really, really can build on. And I'm looking forward to that storyline because I love those revenge storylines like that. I saw someone sent me a link to a Instagram post, a friend of mine or a gentleman that I know from my local comic book shop who has a company called Comic Book Billionaires. He has a pressing service that he likes to do, and he sent me a little link on this. Now, there was a guy who did a video talking about how he feels that these companies that kind of tell people books that are coming out in the future are really bad for business, and how they're kind of in bed with CGC, and it's just a money grab thing for them, and that people really don't care about knowing about stuff that's coming out. I kind of disagree. The one thing he did say in the video, though, that I did agree with are shops that, for like this past week for Batman 89, shops that were selling the Punchline book for $20, $25 a day they came out. I don't believe in that. I believe that the books should be cover price the day they come out, regardless of what they're doing online, especially if you're a box customer. I've said that 1,000 times. Now, on the flip side of that, if you are, not picking up your books Wednesday and the shop holds on to them, my local comic book has a thing where you can have one copy of a certain book up until Sunday. Once Sunday comes, if the books are still on the shelves, they'll let you buy whatever you want. I agree with that. They also are really good about just selling the books at cover price. They're not trying to jack it up. I don't think any comic shop should do that. If you want to sell books at a higher price and you want to put them aside, go ahead and do that. Order extra copies for yourself, but don't pull them off the shelf because they're selling for $15, $20, online, and don't allow your customers to buy something like that and jack the price up. That I don't agree with. That's just bad business right there, and that's something that I've never agreed on. Luckily, the shops I deal with here locally in Las Vegas do not do that. They know they put books up on the shelves that are selling for big money, and they know people are going to fight for them. But that's why they're really good about saying, hey, if you pre-ordered a certain amount of copies, we're going to give you those copies. If you didn't, take one of each cover, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much for that. And I do agree with that aspect, that shops shouldn't be selling the books the day of release for big money. So there's that. Again, touching bases on the books I'm looking forward to this week before we get into the Bronze Age is You're the Villain #3. No more talk about that. But again, first full appearance appears to be Batman 92, which comes out on April 1st. Detective 1020, a really nice Lee Bermejo cover of Batman. Finger Guns #1. Power Rangers 48, the last issue in the storyline. Tomorrow #1, and then my future picks down the road. Nightwing 72 has a Punchline storyline, and The Grieveling, which comes out May the 6th, a 2-issue, 48-page book, which I am really looking forward to. I think it's going to be really good. So, with that said, how about a little Bronze Age action? So, first one we're going to show, Batman 246, a famous Neal Adams cover right there, the Hanging Robin cover. Controversial cover because of Robin hanging on the cover. Always love this cover. I grab them whenever I can find them at a good price. House of Mystery number 206. Nice Scarecrow cover there. Venture Comics 433 from 1974. These are all in Mylar. Someone asked me if I put everything in Mylar. I don't, but stuff like this I will put in Mylar. The Atom and Hawkman number 45 from 1969. Always liked this cover because it kind of reminded me of a crucifix cover. Someone pulling a crucifix right there. That's just kind of what I remember, what I thought of when I first saw this cover when I was younger. So there's that there. I always loved this storyline as well from 1976. Again, right in that 7-11 time frame for me. Planet of the Apes number 4. Always loved it. I love the movies, I love the TV show from the 70s, and I love the comic books. That's a triple threat right there. Kind of trying to be like little Charlton Heston right there on the cover. Tomb of Dracula 34. Not looking good for those bobbies right there in London. You can tell it's, really, really cool on that. I like that. 1970 Daredevil 62. Again, these are not my personal collection. This is just inventory collection that I just put away. Brave and the Bold, 52-page giant right here, number 101. Captain America Special number 2 from 1971. Nice high grade right there, very fine plus. This is a VG Fine Superman 206 from 1968. Couple of early ones from pre-70, but not a whole lot. Mostly from the Bronze Age 70s, which I love. My favorite era, Bronze Age 70s. Venture Comics 359. Year I was born, 1967. This book is 53 years old. Submariner number 26. From 1970, a 7.0, fine, very fine. Underpriced storyline, if you ask me, Submariner. Avengers number 72 from 1969. I've talked about this book all the time. I have so many copies of this book, I forget, I lost count. But it's, again, a book that I've talked about in great detail on this channel. Very close to my heart, and the book that I believe got me really into collecting seriously. This is from 1976. This is a Joe Kubert cover. This is Blitzkrieg number 1. I absolutely love this book because it brings back not only happy memories, but a sad memory as well. So I always honor the memory of those individuals by buying this book whenever I find it. So there's that right there. 1968 Thor 155. Always liked that cover. Don't know why, just did. From 1975, Swamp Thing number 18. Is that there? Nick Cardy cover, Brave and the Bold number 92, 1970, right there. 1977, Amazing Spider-Man number 177, Green Goblin action. Whenever you can get the Goblin going, you know it's going to be a good book. Avengers 89 from 1971. And finally, we'll end off with an Atlas comic from 1975. This is Grim Ghost number 3. There is that. And that will be the extent of the books today. I appreciate everybody watching this channel. I appreciate the fact that you're enjoying the content of these Monday videos. I'm going to keep doing them until I get people who say otherwise. If you have a suggestion, or you have a comment or a question you'd like me to answer, please put that in the comments. If you know somebody who might like the channel, let them know about it. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Let people know that you're enjoying the content of this video. It does mean a lot to me, and I'm going to keep it going. So I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a happy, safe week, and happy hunting on Wednesday, and I will see you this week later with the new books.